Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I had a video here on my channel where I tried drugstore products, and I tried the Maybelline Superstay, and I wasn't too crazy about the color because I can't seem to get my correct color in that brand, but I absolutely love the finish. There are some high-end foundations that also use cheaper ingredients and just charge you more. So that goes without saying. I personally just have to really pay close attention to the ingredients that are in things, but that's neither here nor there. It got me to thinking, like, what foundation with decent or good ingredients has this same finish, so I can have this look without having to sacrifice. So I got to Googling, I got to researching, and everything seemed to point to the Huda Beauty foundation, and that the Maybelline was a dupe for it. So I said, you know what? Let's give it a whirl. I had to do my color matching from the internet, of course, because I can't physically go in anywhere. And my perfect match right now that I've been loving is the Too Faced Born This Way. So I used the Sephora website, put in that color foundation, and it said that this was an exact match. So that's the color sticker. We'll give it a whirl. The good thing about Sephora is if this is not the correct color, they will take it back. I'll have this foundation linked below, but it was, okay, price isn't on here. I will put the price up. I have my receipt here, but none of the prices are on the order form. So that sucks. Okay, so this foundation has a silicone base. It's important to read the ingredients and find that out because you want to match a primer that also has a silicone base. So this is the bottle. I don't think this foundation is new to any of us. It's been around for a while. It claims to, what do you claim to do? Oh, high coverage cream foundation, effortless application, camouflages imperfections and pigmentation, soft focus filter finish. So yeah, this is called faux filter foundation. It's supposed to just have like a, okay, my phone's going crazy, sorry guys. It's supposed to have like just a complete total look as if you had a filter on your face. Primer that I'm going to use is Photo Finish. It is a silicone primer, so it should go well with it. Let's go ahead and give it a whirl. It has a pump, which is good. I mean, it's 2020. Oh, I'm tripping. Let me put my primer on. That was my moisturizer that I put on. I just went and wet my beauty blender because it was not wet. And I just briefly grazed over how if your foundation is silicone based, then you need a primer that is silicone based. You don't have to, but it's best. The way to know is that silicones, you'll see dimethicone or anything that ends in "-one", and that usually indicates that it's a silicone. All right. Whew, it looks a little light, folks. I don't know if this dries quick or not, but hopefully not the way I just put it on my face. Oh wow, this is, okay, a little goes a long way. And this may not be the foundation for me, guys, because People mentioned that it was scented, but I guess I didn't realize how freaking scented it is. And like I said, my skin is sensitive, so I don't know how my skin is gonna take to such a scented foundation. It smells like perfume. It literally smells like perfume. It's extremely matte. Like, there's no gloss to it whatsoever. I wonder if you even need to set this with a powder. It's one of those foundations where you could actually get away without having a concealer, because it will, I mean, just watch how it goes under my eye. I mean, it went under my eyes if it was a concealer. That I like. The coloring, not so much. It looks very, very pale. I don't see how they determined this was my perfect match from the color choices I gave them. Maybe it oxidizes, we'll give it a minute, but this is blindingly light. So one thing I can do to kind of darken it and bring a little bit of my color back into it is I can set it with my Laura Mercier Deep, more of a brown to it. I don't want to have to return it, but if I have to, I have to. Okay, that helped. That helped a lot. But you shouldn't have to do that. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, am I gonna go a whole bottle needing to darken it every time? Am I gonna deal with this fragrance every time? That definitely saved it and brought a little bit of like warmth back into it. I feel like if I tried to get a different shade, it would be too dark or it would either be too orangey. So this is probably where I'm gonna have to live with it. I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you guys can see. It is matching a lot better once I put that powder over it. Either that or it just started to oxidize, but yeah, so we will see how this foundation plays out. I'm gonna just go ahead and give you guys a full look though. I was gonna use this. This is one of my favorite palettes. It's the Too Faced White Chocolate Bar. It smells so good. It smells like chocolate. These are the colors. But in the last video that I did, it was a Sailor Moon inspired makeup look. I don't pull that palette out at all, and it used to be one of my favorites. So I'm going to actually use all Huda Beauty. Well, not all, because I don't have her concealers, but I'm going to use her eye makeup, her foundation. That is the palette. These are the colors. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I got a couple of comments asking me, you know, how to do eyeshadow. And it is surprisingly easy. It's just something that takes patience, because you have to think in terms of color theory, what looks good with what. You also have to think what colors blended together will make this color. It's almost like painting or an artistry. If you don't want to get that in detailed into it, you can always stick to a really, really basic look. You know, golds, browns, they are always going to mix well with one another. The main thing is that you always want to have a base. So that's what I'm going to do now. For my base, I always like to have a brown the color of my skin or a little bit darker. In this palette though, there isn't one that necessarily is a brown. So ironically, I'm going to take the color called Amber because it's in that family, and I'm going to use that. I could also use the color Musk, but Musk is a little bit dustier, so not going to use it. So I just, the base color, I always put it right over where the curve of my eye is. So this is my eyeball. I'm putting this around that curve. I have really big eyes, so I utilize that to kind of enhance my makeup looks. I don't have much of an eyelid and I have kind of hooded eyes, but I have big eye sockets. So I use something that most people would consider a negative to my advantage when I'm doing my makeup. So that I put my base color right around it, like a half moon, if you will. And it's okay if some of it gets down on the lid, but yeah, you're just gonna, and I pat, and then I will blend. So I don't want any fallout on this foundation because it's already set. So I blow off the excess and I just keep tapping. And then if you want it darker, you pat more onto that area. Swipe or no swiping. I don't like to swipe. I feel like swiping wastes product and it'll create fallout. I will only swipe sometimes if a color is kind of blotchy and I'm trying to just get it to blend in with everything else. That's when I'll swipe. Like if I'm trying to even this out, I'll do like this. After I positioned it where I want it, I'll do that to kind of blend it or make sure it's even and it's not a hunk of color in one place and a hunk of color somewhere else. Color Amber. Okay. Then you take another brush, because this one is a fluffier brush. It's used more for like blending and for that area. This one is more tightly pat. That's more of one I would use for my lid. The color that I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Nefertiti. Nefertiti, right there. Can you see that? Nefertiti. Okay, so just patting this in the bottom of that half moon that I created, and it's okay if it goes up a little bit over it. And do the same to this eye. Always go in the corner and come up because it emphasizes my eye. I like for the shimmer or lid color to come from the corner of my eye and go up. And then now I'm going to swipe just to make sure that that gold color is even and everywhere. Go back with that same fluffy brush, dip a little into amber, and use amber to blend the two colors together. So you're gonna go a little bit onto the top part of the gold, just so that there's not a clear, even break in where one ends and one begins. Okay, and just swipe, 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 swipe until you can tell where one color ends and one begins. That's basically it. Now you'll notice that I have the gold color, I have the amber color. The amber color is very, very pigmented, which we like, but you don't want to go from gold, amber to skin. Okay, even if you don't necessarily want a color right here, you still need to put something there so that it's not such a hard transition from the amber color to your skin. So that's when you could go in with a dustier color. I usually always do this with a dustier color. I'm gonna go on with Musk. Did I even show that to you long enough? Musk. Okay. And I'm just gonna put it in the area with no shadow, but I'm gonna let it come down over some of the amber color too. Okay. So in the area with no shadow, and come down a little bit over the amber color. So no, I was just saying that you can clearly see the difference now with there being nothing there versus there being that little punch of color mixed in. So that's it, guys. Those 3 colors, and then I just go back in and blend, 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 make sure that it is all uniform, and that's it. I'm telling you, that's it. I know that I've been doing it for a while, so I don't tend to get foundation I don't tend to get a whole lot of eyeshadow outside of the line. If you are worried about that, do your eyeshadow first, do your foundation second. But I'm just really careful to keep everything within the confines here so that I don't have to, you know, worry about cleaning anything up. But yeah, so that's it for that. Get myself together here. Final thoughts on the foundation. It does dry matte. It does. It goes on matte virtually as soon as you put it on. I will say the coverage is pretty good. I didn't use a lot, but a little goes a long way. This is a foundation that's going to be around for a while, but even though it has a dry consistency, it doesn't feel extremely tight on my face. I did go in and use some of my all-nighter because when you have a matte foundation like that, you definitely need setting spray. I like the Morphe Continuous Mist and the all-nighter together, but I'm just using the all-nighter right now. The all-nighter doesn't really add any dew, it just kind of sets it. So getting close, you can see the finish is really nice. I like it. I do like it. It's extremely matte. There's no dew, and I do like a little bit of dew. And I feel like the Maybelline Superstay, although it was matte, it had like this natural kind of sheen to it. I don't know. I'll have to see how I feel about it when I'm editing. Also, I have a lot of lights on right now. I'm gonna put it to a more natural setting on my lighting so that you guys can kind of get a better idea of the color matching. So that's me turning down the lights. As you can see, the color, I'm going to turn down a little bit more. As you can see, the color matching is not bad at all, but I don't hate it. The scent went away, I think. I don't know, I have to ask somebody to smell my face. But yeah, otherwise, like I said, I really do, let me put the lighting back. I really do like it. I like the finish. It's completely, you know, on my face and covered. I think, like I said, the color matching is pretty decent. So yeah, I would suggest if you do want a really matte foundation, this is gonna be the one. This bad boy is pretty freaking matte. I mean, it's matte city. Look at that. Matte, matte, matte. But it doesn't look cakey. So it's a fine line between matte and cakey. So yeah, that's it. Don't want to bore you guys with too much. But make sure that you do check out my Sephora haul, where I purchased a lot of the stuff well, not a lot of the stuff. I used this, and I used a cream underneath my skin that I purchased in the haul, but I will include the clip of the haul. I also should have included the clip of the Sailor Moon inspired look that I was referring to before. But that's all I have for you guys. I love you, and I mean it. Subscribe.